Hi, friends.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. I am excited because we're about to celebrate Passover, and we're going to do it at the end of the week. And I have a sense that all of us are going to bring to our own Seder a special tradition that maybe comes from our family backgrounds, what we've done growing up. Who knows? Maybe you've invented something since the time that you've grown up. I don't know. Some of us might not feel like we've quite grown up yet. Whatever we want to share today, I think it just would be fun and playful for us to share some of our favorite traditions from Passover that maybe will spur some of us to do something new this year. Well, let's do it like this. Hey, Cantor Ben David,
Yeah.
tradition of yours.
Well, I was thinking about it, and I think the things that I attach myself to might be things that others do as well, but it's always fun to think that the traditions are still yours. Um, I used to love, we went to the same family's home every year, and my dad would drag his keyboard, and I'd have my guitar, and my brother and my dad would trade off playing piano, and we led the music at our own Seder, which honestly was awesome. And then I always like when we get to the end and we do a crazy amount of singing, uh, all the way down to every song in that book. And we used to use the old Maxwell House. Uh, I don't know if anyone knows those, but Maxwell House published like a little Haggadah, and
You don't know if anybody knows those.
who knows
It would
about it?
be, I mean, can you imagine a world that
I,
doesn't know the Maxwell House
I'm
Haggadah?
imagining it these days, and I'm hoping that it finds its way, back to my heart like
You
coffee
know, they
grounds.
had a Mrs. Maisel one that was the Maxwell House, but they
Cool.
had, so I mean, in every
Right.
generation, we tell the story in a new way. I
Yeah.
love that. That's
Lots of
so great.
singing and lots of reading things as fast as we can for sport.
Oh God, Canterman David, we needed you growing up. We really needed you. So I'm glad that you were that for your family. And thank God, second night Seder. Let's bring some of those traditions
Oh, we're
in.
going to be rocking.
Heavily musical. I can't wait. Rabbi Gelman, what about you?
Yeah. One of the things that I'm looking forward to as we're planning the menu for having a couple of other Jewish professionals over who aren't working first night um, is actually a throwback to my Yom Kippur sermon where I talked about like I didn't keep a kosher home growing up. But for
Are you
Jewish
going to
holidays,
credit your Seder?
what was
Is that
that?
where this is heading? Is this
No, no,
heading
no,
toward?
no. It's the opposite, actually. For Jewish holidays, we always it was always fully kosher. So whereas we had that classic brisket made with
Mm.
ginger ale and Lipton soup mix, um, there wouldn't be dairy in the mashed potatoes and such. And so that was a really important thing for my dad and my grandmother before him. And so as we were planning this Friday night, really looking to figure out exactly how we're going to do this, both kosher for Passover and kosher style in general.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yum.
We grew up, we had this family that we always did Seder with, and they had like 6 or 7 kids, and it was always just extremely raucous. And remember, we have this story where one year we looked at the clock and my mom was like, oh, it's probably around 11, and it was 2 in the morning. So with them, we would like to have very late night Seders. But a tradition that I have picked up since then is a matzah eating competition, where, and you have to be careful, make sure everyone has a drink of water beforehand, but it really does tap into the idea that, what was it like to eat in a hurry? And everyone gets a full sheet of matzah, and you have to see who can eat the matzah the whole sheet, the fastest in one go. It's disgusting. You get their crumbs flying everywhere, and it's hilarious, and everyone just laughs a lot. So
I know in my
I
family
like that
who would
one.
win. Who do you think out of our clergy team, who do you think would win that?
I think it would be a tie between Rabbi Conover and Rabbi Gelman.
Don't
Let's
think I
see.
could do
We'll
Yeah.
see.
it.
What did you say?
I
What,
don't
Rabbi?
think I'd be able to do it. I'd get like so annoyed at the dry mouth. I'd probably go with like the what's the famous hot dog eating guy?
Kobayashi.
Yeah, I would dip it in water. Or I dip it in the salt water.
Ooh.
Oh,
Huh.
and Joey Chestnut.
Oh,
Joey
That's
Chestnut.
what I was
Joey
thinking
Chestnut.
of.
We're
Yeah.
making this
Kobayashi came
even
before
more
Joey Chestnut.
culinarily enriching. I just think that then we understand that I would win. I'd win.
Yes.
I think you would win.
You would
So,
win.
yeah.
And I'm really happy that our Pesach conversation turned into reminiscing about the Coney Island hot dog eating contest. We always know how to take it home.
I also love that it
What would you
turned
rather?
into a competition, which is always good.
Yes.
And I'll just say, like, for myself, that so my parents we always hosted both seders. So we have hosted first and second night. And we would always have something where we would go through the Haggadah every year upstairs, and we'd figure out who's going to do what. And since I was in high school, I was part of that. But then also we would always incorporate like a new tradition every year about like something where, okay, so then what's the story? Like who's living this story in a different way than we've thought of? And so we would always do that. But my favorite thing that we did is that we would always put something extra on the Seder plate, and we would have multiple Seder plates. We would have a big Seder each night, and so we would put different things on there that you'd have to say how you would use it to escape from Egypt. And so I'm looking at like, what do I have around here? You know what, I have like, you know, like how would you use a lipstick to get you out of Egypt? And so it would go so creative and so much fun. And I love the playfulness. I love actually that all the things that we've shared are so playful and fun and ways to really engage. And so I can hardly wait. So Chag Sameach, everyone.
Chag Sameach. I'm excited to be
Chag
together,
Sameach.
virtually,
I know,
in
second night
person,
Seder
everything.
in person at my house. Although that being said, our community, you're going to be with us, maybe not in person, but we have all these ways of being able to engage as Cantor Ben David's family and Stacy Charnay's family are over at our house for a beautiful and fun second night Seder. Yeah, full of music and maybe a matzah eating contest.
Woo.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.